This one comes from relationship advice again.
It's a popular subreddit.
I know. My 30 male wife, 31 female, doesn't appreciate my bees. I'm considering divorce. What should I do? My wife, 31 female, and I, 30 male, have been married for 5 years now. I work mainly in accounting and personal finance advice, while my wife is a math teacher at our local high school. Recently, I've been researching and preparing to start a bee colony, as I have been interested in bees for a long time and have recently reached a place financially where both me and my wife are able to pay bills and have bees. Before I did anything, I spoke with my wife about my research and planned to get the bees. At first, she had some apprehensions, but we talked through them. Once we were both on the same page, I found an artificial beehive and contacted a professional beekeeper to help with the bee process, and so I began my bee journey. A week or two later, my wife comes home while I'm making dinner and tells me she invited a few work friends, all 31 female, over for dinner tomorrow. I say that's fine and continue making dinner until she requests that I move my beehive. The exchange went something like this. Wife, while I clean the house, would you mind moving your hive? It's an eyesore. Me, I'm sorry, but what do you mean by eyesore? It's outside and has plenty of distance between itself and the house. Wife, I know, but I want it further back. It just doesn't match the house, and I don't want my work friends thinking I let this house go into chaos when I'm not around. At this point, I had finished dinner and was setting up the table when I asked her, why is this an issue now? Didn't we agree on the placement before I even got the hive? And besides, it's hard to move a hive once it's been placed. Where were you thinking of moving it? She responded that she didn't care, she just didn't want to see it. After that, we sat down for dinner and I asked again where she wanted me to move the hive, stating that the closest forest wasn't on our property and the second option would be by the back porch. My wife repeated her answer, that she didn't care, she just didn't want to see it, and we continued on as normal. We ate, we cleaned the house in preparation, did our respective night routines, then went to bed. The next day, my wife and I wake up around 5 a.m. to do our morning routines, eat breakfast, and head to work. Around 4 o'clock, my wife calls me while I'm still at work. The high school gets done around 3 p.m., and I excuse myself from a conversation I'm having with a coworker, and I go to a quiet corner of the break room. I pick up, and my wife starts screaming at me that I didn't move the hive, and now her work friends have to see my hideous beehive. I try and get her to calm down by apologizing and saying I forgot and that I can drive over and move it quickly. My wife cuts me off and says it's too late and she'll do it herself before she hangs up. I'm standing in the break room confused and angry, so I try to focus on my work and deal with it later. I get home that night to my wife sitting at the table reading her book. She welcomes me home and I ask her about her day. She says, "It was good, a little stressful, but nothing I couldn't handle." I then decide to bite the bullet and ask about the beehive and how she handled it. Wife, "Oh yeah, your bees. I almost forgot. It was hard moving the beehive because the bees kept stinging me, so when I tried to set it down, it fell and broke, so I left it there because it is your hive after all." Me, "You broke my hive? How long has it been sitting like that?" Wife, "It's been like that since I called you." I looked out the window to see my hive laying on the ground. Parts of the walls were broken, as well as the legs and other crucial parts of the hive. When I took a step outside to get a closer look, I saw my bees flying around, unsure of where to go. I called the beekeeper contact and asked for a description of the damage. When I told him, he said that there isn't much that he can do, but he'll call a friend to try and fix the things that they can. I thanked him, hung up the phone, and walked back inside feeling defeated. When I re-entered the house, I walked upstairs, not even glancing at my wife. I took a shower and cried. My dream of having a beehive of my own was gone, and there wasn't much I could do. When I got out of the shower, my wife was already in bed. I crawled in next to her, and I laid awake for hours, questioning our relationship. And if she really loves me, why didn't she leave the hive alone? I have been contemplating divorce, as I realized that after she destroyed my hive, she has never even apologized, nor does she seem empathetic in the slightest. I tried asking for an apology, and all I got was, "Why should I apologize for doing you a favor?" I never asked for an apology since, and I'm wondering how I never noticed this behavior from her before, and I don't know what to do. Deep down, I still love her, but she also can't understand why I'm so upset. What should I do?
Man, this one hurts. I would just like to say, starting off, that I think it's very noble to have a bee colony because,
I think that's great.
I think it's noble.
Yeah.
Because, like, bees are declining.
Yeah.
And they pollinate everything.
They keep us alive.
If the bees are gone, we die.
We're gone. Yeah.
So I think everybody should have a freaking beehive in their backyard.
Everyone listening.
I think it's very noble. Now that he said this, I've never wanted a beehive before. I want a fucking beehive now. When we buy our property, I'm going to put a beehive on it.
Let's do it.
Why not?
Yeah.
I also, like I saw this one thing where like the dude had a beehive and like literally at the bottom of the beehive was a tap. And he just opened it up and fresh honey came out. Yeah, he had it like,
wow.
They built it and they patented it and they set it in a way like you buy this beehive and like you don't have to go through and like scrape it or anything like that. It just automatically like goes in and you just have a tap at the bottom.
That's so cool. Now I want a beehive.
I want a beehive too.
Wow.
Like it's a noble thing to do. And the fact that your wife is just so heartless, doesn't care.
She
is. And like there's like two issues that I see here. One is like he said they decided on where they're going to put it together. And if she had a problem with how ugly it looked, maybe he could have done something about that. He could have bought a different one. He could have got one custom made. He could have put an outside shell on the beehive. So, because I know some beehives, they look like a white box. They're just like a tall white box and they have like slides for the hives and stuff. And they're kind of ugly. Like they're minimalistic. They just get the job done. They're kind of ugly. But if it wasn't up to her standards, you could make it look better. You could design it to go inside of something that looks appropriate.
Yeah.
And then
prevented.
Yeah. And then when he asked her, where can I put it? You can't answer.
Yeah.
You can't tell him where to put it. Oh, put it at the back in the corner. Just get a little farther away. Put it in the porch. Wherever. You literally couldn't even give him an answer and he asked twice.
Yeah. I know. There's a lot of red flags, honestly. And the fact that she, like, cares so much about what her friends think, like, more than, like, her husband's passion.
It's your partner. Passion project. Like,
sorry. If your friends are going to judge you, like, maybe they shouldn't be your friends. Like,
exactly.
You're inviting your friends over. So,
And most likely your friends would be like, oh, a beehive. That's that's so cool.
Yeah.
That's noble. Not like, oh, that thing's ugly.
Yeah.
Your face is ugly.
Damn.
This would be like, I'm like, I need to like clear storage on my computer to like get access to something. And I just delete all your Taylor Swift stuff.
Yeah, I know. Like, I
needed to clear out the closet because I needed room for my suits. So I just threw out a bunch of clothes.
Yeah, I know. It's not.
Threw out a bunch of your clothes without asking you.
Honestly, this is worse, I feel. Like, this is something that he's been wanting. Like, he said he was crying after. Like,
like he had this conversation with her about whether he can do it and stuff. It's like, if you had any issues, that was your time to bring it up.
Yeah, this is... Yeah, she's evil, I feel.
Yeah, heartless. Who's so heartless they don't care about the bees? Save the bees.
Or your husband.
Yeah, and like save the bees.
Yeah, that too, but like she doesn't care about her husband.
Yeah.
That's like more important here. But yeah. Top comment. OP, it doesn't matter if it's an art piece, favorite coffee mug, vegetable garden, or bees. It's something you were passionate about and made you very happy. And she knew that. And she purposefully destroyed it. Whether her dislike for your bees outweighed her care for what matters to you, or she did it to hurt you, I don't know. Neither is acceptable. I think you need to tell her how serious this is, tell her how you're contemplating divorce, and don't let her spin this into, it's just a beehive.
Absolutely. I wouldn't say like she purposely destroyed it. It's more of the fact that she just gave so little of a fuck that when it broke while she was moving it, it was, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like she went out there with a baseball bat and just fucked up your shit because she was mad at you. It was just that fact that she had so little care that when she was moving it and it broke, she could care less.
Yeah.
Which is just slightly less disgusting.
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, no. And like when he came home and he was like, how was your day? He was like, yeah, it was fine. It was good. Not really much going on. He's like, what about my beehive? Like, what happened with it? She's like, oh, yeah, that. Yeah, it broke.
Yeah, I lit it on fire. It's over there in the
like,
corner.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Like, oh, yeah, that.
You couldn't tell me? Couldn't do anything?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I would. There's definitely see them getting divorced over this.
I would. I always say I would. But would I? I don't know.
Would you really?
Like, if you did this, I don't know if I would.
I destroyed your beehive? I don't know. It's just like, it's like
it's
all those other issues.
Respect.
Yeah, it's a lack of respect for someone's passion project.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Moving on?
Yeah, moving on.